This is the 2024 Lexus LC 500 convertible, and when it came out in 2017, it was a striking piece of automotive sculpture. Fast forward to 2024, and it's as stunning as it ever was, enhanced by the gorgeous power plant under its swooping hood. And today I'm going to test it and find out just how good it still is. This is one of my favorite all-time cars, and I absolutely hate convertibles, but look at this car. It is absolutely amazing. So I know how good the LC 500 is because I tend to ask for one from Lexus every single year, and when it's a convertible, it's even more exciting for me. A lot of automotive journalists tend to overlook this car, and I'm not quite sure why. So the car is an attempt by Lexus to make a proper GT car, and as it struggles a little bit on paper with its specs, it has to be said it is an absolutely amazing experience going down the road in this car. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. This is a car to be absolutely worshipped because very soon now, they won't make cars like this anymore. So the LC 500 tends to lose out a little bit amongst its competition. The best way to savor this car is to forget about the competition and just enjoy the ride. So what's new for 2024? So all convertibles now get the special Yamaha horizontal damper, which helps with that scuttle shake problem that you normally get with convertibles. And I can tell you, it rides about as firm as a fixed head coupe. So standard on the convertible for 2024 are these really nice 21-inch wheels. You get a choice of 3. These are really nice looking. And then you get these Dunlop Sport Max tires. So on the front, because they're staggered, these are 245 40s, and on the back, they're 275 35s. So cargo space is heavily compromised by the roof mechanism. You get 3.9 cubic feet of space. So there's a little bit of room for your weekend away baggage. These are run flat tires, so there is no spare, but there is a little bit of extra space underneath the rear carpet. So the cool thing about the roof mechanism is it takes around 16 seconds to put up or down, and you can do so doing up to 31 miles an hour. So this is really my favorite part of the car. It's why this car is one of my absolute all-time favorites, because it has a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. Pumps out 471 horsepower, 398 foot-pounds of torque. Now this one gets a 10-speed automatic, unlike the RCF, which gets an 8-speed. And then 0 to 60 takes around 4.6 seconds. Fuel economy, don't even ask. So how much is all this? Well, base prices are $105,950. This particular tester includes the bespoke build package. That'll cost you $5,500 more. That was a package that was previously only available on the coupe, but there is a downside on this convertible model. You don't get the high-performance brakes, and you can't option the sport seats. So there's a small problem because on the coupe you can get the sport package with those said brakes and seats. So the only way to get the torsion rear diff and that Yamaha horizontal damper is to get the bespoke build package. The good news is this tester has these beautiful white and blue semi-aniline leather seats that will cost you another $1,900, some dark chrome exterior trim for $650, a head-up display, and a Mark Levinson audio system for another $1,200. Finally, there's a few bits and bobs of carbon fiber for $600. If you add all that together, it comes to about $117,500. So for your viewing pleasure, I've decided, can I get into the back? I mean, these are stupid token rear seats, but let's see what happens. So we put that forward, and that slowly goes down. You also have to navigate the fact that the seat belt is there. So there's not much you can do about that unless you undo the magnet and put it back there. So now the seat belt's out of the way. Let's get in the car. All right, I am totally scared to put this seat back because it will remove my legs, and there's absolutely no way a human could travel in here for any length of time. So I'll get out. And then it slides slowly back. We'll put that back in there for our passengers. And there we go. So the interior is beautifully made. What do you expect from Lexus and a car that costs north of $100,000? Seats are super comfortable. I don't think you need the sport seats on this car because, again, it's not really a sports car, and it's got good bolstering. They're super comfortable. That semi-aniline, super soft leather. White would kill me. I would spill something on it, but anyway. And then they're beautifully made. These door handles here, this trim right here, the nice wheel. I mean, everything is just great. The little bits of attention to detail. Just click on that, and it closes. Open it back up again. Now this is where the hood mechanism, sort of secret James Bond style, you flip that up, you have a window control and also the roof control. Very nicely done. So for 2024, Lexus has finally ditched the clunky infotainment system that used that tricky to use trackpad, and they have a new 12.3-inch touchscreen. And it uses the latest Toyota Lexus software. It's super easy to use, navigation, etc. Your car settings, trip information, climate control. I like the fact that the passenger gets an oh shit handle, one here and then one just over there. You also get physical controls, really nice aluminum little switches right here for the HVAC. And right here you'll see the bespoke build little badge that they put on right there, little plaque. At the front here you get a little cup holder. It does obscure the controls somewhat, so probably better to not use it. Standard sort of Lexus shifter. And here you've got a really good view camera. Super high def. Check for bad people in your vicinity. And then it should launch up into the air. That is a cool looking car. And then down here, obviously no trackpad, but you've got a nice volume control, tune control, track seat, and then this is your heated seat. So when you press, weirdly it's labeled heated seat, but when you press it, and on the screen you get obviously passenger and driver seats, and you can go auto or you can choose whether to have heat or cold. It's just the button that's labeled in the center console is just a little bit weird because it only shows a picture of heated seats, but oh well. I had to press it to find out exactly what it does. And then here, the armrest slides back, 2 more cup holders. Then there's a tiny little control on this side here. And you get some space, including 2 USBs and a 12-volt. Head of the driver, you get a nice digital dash that has not changed. And then if you turn this little rotary controller here, you can go from Comfort to Sport S to Sport S Plus, back, and then hit the button and go back to normal. Sport S and Sport S Plus does definitely firm up the suspension, remap the transmission, and this thing is wild and it sounds awesome. And then pretty much standard here, volume control, track control, different menu controls. You can change stuff in the menu in the center right there. All in all, it's pretty good. Fuel economy, which I wasn't going to mention, is pretty bad, so maybe I shouldn't mention it, but yeah, I'm averaging around 12 miles to the gallon. All right, only one thing really left to do, and that's take it for a drive. So what I wanted to do is take the roof off and see if I can let you hear what that exhaust sounds like, because it's got a slightly soft limiter on it, and so when you rev it up, it makes a pretty good noise, but it doesn't make as good a noise when you're in Sport S Plus and you're sort of flogging it along at lower speeds. It makes a great noise, cracking, popping, farting, you name it. So let's get going. Okay, roof off. Had to leave the windows up, otherwise I can't mount the camera. And then let's do Sport S Plus. Get out of this little area that we're in here. All right, so once you put it in S Plus, the dials go very angry. You can hear that V8 just warbling along. All right, off we go. That is amazing. It sounds so good. I always go on about these cars sounding so good, but this one sounds amazing. If we go too fast, we'll get too much wind noise in the car. Changes up at 7,000 RPM. That's the kind of V8 you want. Big smile on my face. Obviously we're gonna just waste gas, but I love the sound of wasting gas in this car. It's like gunfire. God, this thing is pretty quick. And then I mentioned that Yamaha damper. The body is just rock solid. I mean, typically when you take a roof off a car, it's like jello, especially when it's done badly. But this thing really enhances this car. All right, let's play with the paddle shifters here. Into M. Okay, third gear. It does kill the power if you get too close to the limiter. Shifts are so fast. All right, I gotta slow down again. Every time you hear that drrrr noise, I'm hitting the rev limiter. I gotta change up a little bit sooner. Oh man, this is such a good V8. I'm gonna keep slowing down for no reason. Flipping the left paddle, floor. Unbelievable, so much fun. Don't get me wrong, it's not the fastest car out there, but my God, has this thing got some soul. I just love it. All right, we'll put the roof back on. All right, still in Sport S, roof on. It's not gonna sound as good, but whatever. A little heavier in the different modes. Kind of feel what's going on up front. And then handling wise, it rolls a little bit, but not too much. So I'm not using the paddle shifters, that's the transmission in auto doing that for me. Nice little change down there. It's not a big fan of tight twisties, but down here we'll get into some sort of more rolling curves, less tight turns. But it is a fantastic car to drive, it really is. And it's making this sort of bumpy pavement that I'm on feel quite comfortable. You can definitely hear some road noise. These Dunlops, they're pretty decent tires, but they're run flats. They're maybe not the quietest. And I know that Lexus likes to put the Michelin Pilot Sports, the 4Ss, on most of their performance vehicles. They should just put them on here. I mean, it's a pretty heavy car. It needs it. And the thing about about this car is it's quite rare. I mean, hardly anyone buys them. And those that do buy them certainly don't drive them, as in fast. But, you know, Mercedes, BMW with their sporty convertibles sell way more. And it's a shame because this is an amazing looking car and nobody seems to want to go for it, you know? It's something different. You barely see these cars. You've got something almost unique, and it's going to hold its value and be reliable because it's a Lexus. Man, this is an easy car to drive fast. I mean, that makes me chuckle. Change down. All right, so we're behind someone now. Let's put it into normal mode. All right, so we're gonna head another way. We're gonna go back into Sport S and take this route. More long straights, more sweeping bends, more what this car wants. Change down, uphill, hard on the gas, flat out, up this hill. Pulls like a train. And it doesn't have, as you know, it doesn't have torque like a turbo motor does, 398 foot-pounds at like over 4,000 RPM, but that doesn't matter because the transmission, the V8 that revs its balls off, is happy to oblige. Yep, it's a peaky engine, but my God, it sounds good. Well, Lexus, please don't get rid of this V8 yet. Put it in everything while you can. I mean, this is just outrageously good. I absolutely love this car, and honestly, I actually like this more than the regular coupe. I really do like it as a convertible. It's kind of cool. Any downsides? Yeah, a couple. There is nowhere really to put your phone except here. There's no Wi-Fi charger. $117,000, no wireless charger. That's a bit of a miss, but everything else is superb. So what do we think? Well, don't get confused because this is not a sports car. Let me reiterate that. It is not a sports car. Don't buy it if you're looking for a sports car. It is in fact a fantastic GT cruiser. It's brimming with character, and it has a fantastic naturally aspirated V8 under that hood. Once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time for another video.